Salute. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. All right, welcome to Emblematic, first episode of the official South Laurel FFA podcast. I don't know why I said official. This is the only South Laurel FFA podcast. I'm Mr. Johnson. I'm one of the ag teachers here at South Laurel. I've got with me Miss Marli Hale, our secretary this year, Miss Abigail Rogers, our sentinel. And so before we start, I want to talk a little bit about just kind of why we are doing this. So to be honest, this started, I bought the equipment before I ever had the idea for a podcast. I bought the equipment in my class, in freshman class, Principles of Ag. We do the parliamentary procedure unit, and one of the things I do for their test, I record them, video, and it's hard to get good sound. As I go back and watch the video, it's hard for me to grade them while they're doing it. And sometimes I get other people to watch them and grade them and help me out with that. And then I also thought for parliamentary procedure practice, Marli's on the Parley team, this would be a neat way to record a meeting, record a practice, and then us watch it back. And so I thought, we need some good audio. And we had some grant money, so we bought this. And then after we got it, we played around with it last year. What if we actually had a podcast? And so now we are finally speaking that into existence. And what we want to do through the podcast is just highlight our chapter. This is really more for the members. If you're not a member watching this or alumni, welcome. This might be 3 years down the road, and this is on YouTube, and they're watching it. Who knows? But this is just something to talk a little bit about our chapter, get to know the members. We'll have members on. We'll have alumni. Might have some folks from the community. Got a lot of ideas. We'll just kind of see how it goes. But all right, girls, it's time to hear you all talk finally. I'm really excited to hear Marli talk on this. Talk a little bit about your FFA experience. Kind of how long have you been in it? What have you done? That kind of stuff. Whoever wants to start.
Okay, I'll go first. I've been in FFA since my freshman year, so technically going on 4 years. And yeah.
Okay. I've been in FFA since freshman year. Been an officer for 2 years, going on 3. No.
Done got it wrong.
Got it wrong. No, I've been an officer. This is my 2nd year. And, yeah.
All right, so if we had been recording this beforehand, y'all are all chatty, and now you got nervous now.
Oh, no.
the lights are on. It's really happening. All right, so let's get into it. Let's talk. Let's start with favorite FFA experience. You all have had a lot of experiences. You've done a lot of things, both of you. And for those of you who don't know, that these two are cousins. That's part of why I had them on together. The dynamic duo here. If you see one, you're probably going to see the other. What's been your favorite experience, favorite thing that you've done in FFA?
Do you want me to go?
Yeah, you can go.
Okay, so for me, I would say my overall favorite experience that I've done in my time has probably been going to FFA camp. I went my junior year, and then this past year as going on my senior year. The coolest thing from this past year was being on camp council and meeting with all of the presidents from each chapter. It was just very cool, and I made lots of friends. And then my second overall favorite experience, probably other than FFA camp's hard to beat, but probably IFL, which is the Institute for Future Agriculture Leaders with Kentucky Farm Bureau. We went on plenty of farm tours, and it was just overall one of the best things I've done in my time. So.
All right, Abigail.
All right. So my favorite memory is also from FFA camp. So we had officer classes, and I was part of the Sentinel officer class this past summer. And we had to do all these things to get a Sentinel certification. And one of them was called Protect the President. And we went outside over beside the little area where you wait to eat. And so there was a tree over here and a tree over here. We waited over here, and then the president went over here, and the two guys, the two biggest guys, tallest, they had to go and get the president. They picked him up, slammed him on the ground, and then we all had to run after him and, like, lunge over him like a football, like cuddling over him to protect him. Protect the president.
All right, so James Cash, if you're watching this at any point, you did make an impact that week teaching the Sentinels class. She does remember that and love that.
So funny.
All right, what about your contests? You all have done quite a few contests. What's been your favorite one? I could guess on Marli, but
Okay. For me, my favorite contest I have ever done is seed identification. Maybe it's because I was state champion and it was just my niche and I was good at it, but I also really like Parley. That's one of my favorite ones. And then I like anything nursery, agronomy, anything plant related.
you like the identification stuff. You like to be able to, all right, that's this. That's this. Every contest, just about every contest you've done, you've been really good at. It's been some sort of identification thing.
Yep.
All right, Abigail.
I have photographic memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Abigail, what you got?
Alrighty. So my favorite is probably agronomy. You identify plants, bugs, the diseases of plants. It was really fun. I liked it. And then I also did a nursery, which is kind of the same thing. You don't really do bugs, and then there's some math into it. And I also like doing the speech contest because every year you have a different experience and you learn from your mistakes the previous years. So.
And that's been something. This is my third year here. So I started when you all going into your sophomore year. So my first trip was taking Marli to the state fair. We had to play Lukenbach, Texas on the way
We
up.
did.
That's become our good luck song. And then I didn't know how good Marli was at the season. Lo and behold, boom, first place, Marli Hale. But what I was getting to say is you all are the first kind of group of seniors. Nothing against the past seniors. You're the first group that I've been here for the majority of your high school career. And so it's kind of been neat to see. Like Abigail, you talking about speaking contests. When I first met you, I'd have never guessed that you'd have done a speaking contest. Marli, we can't get her to shut up. So
That's awful.
all right. You've talked about kind of a little bit about your FFA experience and your contest. What's just been your favorite moment? I want you all to share yours, and then I've got one for each of you.
I've
that I
got to
wanna
think
share.
about my favorite moment. That's hard. I'm going to let her go if she already has hers.
I don't know. Again with camp, there's at the end of the year where we go to the tree,
Yeah.
and I don't know, you get to know a lot about people at camp, and you get to know them but better. And I
Yeah.
liked where we had the little notes.
Yeah,
around
that's
the
what I say.
tree.
There's a little, without giving too much away, there's a little ceremony that we do. If we got any fellow Rock Castle County folks on here, they do something similar. But yeah, it's a pretty sentimental moment. Usually there's some tears shed. There's some. It's a little emotional. All right, you got one yet, Marli?
I've been thinking on it, but I just have so many. It's hard to pick.
I can say another one. While she's
Okay,
thinking.
say
Okay,
another
go
one.
ahead,
Say
share.
another one.
Alrighty. Well, another thing. I gotta tell this.
That's what I say.
This
We
is the
get you all
story.
started. Well,
I gotta tell this one. Okay, I'm gonna tell about the tortilla.
Oh,
Trip
no.
about tortilla. Okay, so at nursery, whenever we were doing the nursery contest,
At State Fair.
at State Fair, we stayed the night, and we were in the hotel. We were studying, and we have all the girls: Jana, Mally, Marli. All the ones.
Hey, Trinity.
Trinity,
Don't
and then
forget
who else did
Trinity.
we have? We had Piper in there
Piper.
too. Trinity Piper. And we were all in there, Trinity, Marli, and me. We were studying, and all of us were yapping. And Marli kept, we were going back and forth between studying and yapping. And Marli got so mad that she got the nursery book. And
It's
she
tiny. It ain't that big. You act like I killed you.
we got to give her a presentation. But she got a nursery book, and she was like, I'm going to tortilla challenge you with this nursery book. And she slapped me across the face with the nursery book.
I did.
wow. The way to be nice, Marli.
It got her to lock in. Hey, she did.
Got her attention.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I just do for practice from now on. Just start off practice.
Wind it up.
A tortilla slap with whatever. We got the blue parley, but just tortilla slap everybody. Maybe
It'll
that'll
get them
work.
going. It'll get them going.
All right, if you got one yet, if not, I'll go ahead and share mine for both of you.
So, I don't know
You can do more than one.
I don't know but like anytime I'm with anybody in FFA, I just laugh and laugh and laugh. But my first memory of Mr. Johnson was whenever we were working the truck and tractor pool, and we were all talking about movies and everything, and then it come time to have some customers at the truck and tractor pool, like, pull up. And I'm so bad at math that I had a little yellow sheet of paper that had every, like, if one car come in, it was like $20, and then I had it, like, 2 would be, anyway, but, like, per person. I don't know. Anyway, I had it all on this little paper, but I just remember everybody was just laughing at me and thought it was the funniest thing in the entire universe. But it was pretty funny. But that was my first memory of Mr. Johnson.
You know what's funny? What? That was the one I was going to share.
Are you kidding me?
No, that was the one I was going to share because I was going to talk about, the first time I got to meet students was at that truck and tractor pool. You all had a cookout. Like, I officially started July 1st. You all had a cookout somewhere toward the end of June that I come to, the first alumni cookout, and they were starting to form the alumni. But I didn't really meet a whole lot of you all that night, or at least not like sit down and have a conversation. But yeah, so we were working the truck and tractor pool, and it was you and Kiera, Marli there, and so that's, if you know those three, it was quite a three, a group of three to be with. Yeah. Here we go, finally, which we had maybe, 2 cars come through the gate. Yeah. But Marli had her cars, and she had it broken down.
I had a calculator, too. I had a calculator ready.
By number, how much it was going to cost. And the funny thing was, we made one for the next year for both.
Yeah, see, my idea spread.
I started to remember that. That's where I learned that Kiera loves sharks. And that's where I learned that Marli was the leather girl. I learned all 3 of those things that night. Now, Abigail, you all have talked a lot about camp. And my favorite moment with you, and you probably know what I'm going to say. So my wife goes and chaperones every year at camp. And so, now, I guess she's 6 now. She was 4 or 5 at the time. Gabby, she goes to bed pretty early. And we're an hour behind already. And so by the time things get wound down, both my girls, Gabby and Paisley, they're both in the bed. They're both asleep. They're knocked out cold. And for whatever reason, Marli and Abigail, they get back a little later. And if you've been to camp, there's a long line for the showers. And so they go into the shower, but they're well after lights out getting back. And, of course, I was not here. I'm getting this secondhand from my wife. This is her favorite moment with you. This might be her favorite moment at camp ever. In the moment, she didn't know she was going to like you too much. Because this is pretty early on in the week. And you all come in and Marli's got together. Marli's trying to get in the bed and be quiet. And Abby is struggling. And then Abigail just starts going, Marli, I love you. I love you, Marli. Marli, do you love me? And Marli's just like, yes, I love you. Now just get in the bed. Or something like that.
I said, yes, I love you. Now shut up and go to bed.
So that tickles me. I always tell people, there's always almost for everybody like one moment. When I say Marli, Hale, this comes to mind. When I say Abigail, that will always be yours. For as long as I know you remember who you are, that'll be my first memory.
Oh.
And now I've got another one for Marli.
Oh, no.
This is also State Fair that year. Our first whole trip, like as a whole chapter, not just me going up in the van. And we're going up to the Farm Bureau luncheon on Farm Bureau Day. And somebody says, Marli's scared of escalators.
Oh,
and I'm like, what? I should be fine. And then you really are. So real quick, I want you to tell the story because then I'm going to give you a hard time. Tell the story of why you're afraid of escalators.
The whole reason I'm afraid of escalators is whenever I was about, where's my phone at? Actually, I don't even know where my phone is. It's over here. I have a picture from the day that it happened. I found it on Facebook the other day.
Do you really?
I do. I have a picture on Facebook. Anyway, but so whenever me and Abigail, I was probably about 4. Abigail's probably about 5 or 6. I don't know. She's about a year older than me. But we were at Burwalla Farm, or not, that ain't what it's called. That's a pumpkin patch. It's overstate. Never mind.
It was a bear place, wasn't it?
It's in Tennessee. It's in Sevierville. It's on
the bears.
you feed bears. Anyway, there's an escalator to get up to the top. Or, I don't know, maybe we were going down. Maybe we had done fed them. I think we were done fed them. But there's an escalator to get to the top. I rode the top with my mommy. My mommy's holding my hand. Abigail's mommy, Abigail was all alone on this escalator by herself. And she was down below us. Or no, maybe you were after us. I don't know. But me and my mommy rode down the escalator. Her mom was on the escalator behind us. And then Abigail was behind us all. Okay, and then my mama was behind her. So, me and my mommy hop off the escalator. Then her mom pops off the escalator. And then Abigail goes to get off the escalator, and she just stumbles. Like, somehow her landing didn't go. And the escalator just kept eating her, and it was eating her hair. It was pulling her hair, and it was scuffing up her legs. And my mama was saying, "Stop! Stop the escalator! Press the button! Stop that!" Anyway, then the little woman comes, and she stopped the escalator with the button. And then they gave her a popsicle, so I guess they wouldn't sue her. And I was jealous because I wanted a popsicle. But it was a whole big thing, and I'm trying to find this picture. But it was from the day of the escalator incident.
All right, now, I've got to ask. Abigail, this happened to you. Will you go up and down escalators?
I will. I do not remember this incident.
That's my favorite part about the story. Is that one, it didn't happen to you. But you're the one that's afraid. Abigail was like, I don't remember. You just remember the popsicle. The popsicle was great. It wiped your memory.
I can't find it. I took a screenshot the other day, but it was me and her at the top of the little, like we were in the little thing where you feed the bears, like the little.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I've seen that.
It was on Facebook. Your mom put it on for Senior Sunday. Her mom posted about it for Senior Sunday.
Okay, you find it, send it to me, then if we're able to get the video. We don't know if this video works, so that's. Sometimes I'm looking at this camera and we may not even end up using the video. If we do, I'll put that picture in.
This is where I found it. Okay, I'll have to show you right now, though.
Okay, hold on.
You can edit it.
While you're doing that.
Look, there's little me and Abigail. This is the bear place I've spoke of.
Okay.
Okay. And then here's this I don't know. She looks like she's got a black eye, so this may have been after the incident. She has something on her pants. I don't know, but she kind of looks kind of pitiful. It's so funny, but anyway. Look, you look like you have a black eye.
Oh, yeah.
Is that the picture you were talking about?
And you have something all over your pants.
Probably.
Yes, this is the picture I was speaking of.
She looks fine.
No! It was worse.
I think it's a shadow. I don't think it's a black eye.
Okay, well.
We'll let the 5 people that watch this.
This is a quote from my aunt. This is the trip Abigail fell down the escalator and the reason Marli won't ride one today. #Senior Sunday.
Maybe someday. Maybe before you graduate, we'll conquer.
If we go to WLC, I will ride an escalator. We better be going.
Now I'm tempted. Now I'm tempted. All right. Let's move on. We're going to do something a little fun. So every episode, I think we're going to do something different. But this one's for Marli. If you can't tell, Marli has a very thick accent, and I love it. I love to hear Marli talk, and Marli loves to talk, so it's a good combination. But one of the things we're thinking about doing is at National Convention, letting her read things to people and see if they can figure out what she's saying. So, Marli, I'm going to give you some phrases to say, and then we'll let Abigail read them so maybe they can figure out what they're saying. We did this kind of on the fly, so all right, here's your first one.
How are you all doing?
Now, how would you actually say that?
How are you all doing? How are you all doing?
How are you all doing?
Okay.
I probably wouldn't add a G if I was actually saying
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right.
Yeah.
All right, this one's, I forgot about doing this. So.
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
All right.
This ain't as fun as you thought it was going to be.
No, you're trying too hard. This one might be a little better.
You're softer than cotton candy in the rain.
We started to get it there a little bit.
You're softer than cotton candy in the rain.
Right, we're going to before we get to National Convention, we're going to have to focus on the R's.
Give me some.
You're softer.
Give me some paragraphs, like a paragraph to read.
See, paragraphs. See, she had R in there. It's the R's where you really get the accent. No, I love it. All right. Also, one of the other things I thought about doing each podcast, and I'd forgot about until right before we started, is asking high schoolers their opinions on things. So when we were going to do this last year, we ran out of time. Tornado in the community, all that ordeal kind of threw everything off. But one of the things I was going to ask them then, because they had just passed a law on driver's permits being dropped to 15. I was like, favor, not favor. That's all I'm going to ask you all. You all gave me the idea. In our little community, we just got this little business called 7 Brew, and it is all the rage.
Sure is.
I mean, you can't. If you drive through that parking lot, you got to go around the line, and it's a mess.
It goes through the Kroger like you'll be parked to go.
I constantly
to,
see people on Facebook complaining about
my
the line.
My mom waited an hour to get her drinks the other day.
So I'm not a coffee drinker. I've never been. So here's the question: is it worth the hype? If you all had it, is it worth the hype?
I've had 2 things from there. So this is like kind of, I don't know. I've had blue raspberry lemonade and strawberry lemonade. They were both okay, but not worth the hype, I would say, because, I mean, it's anything you get anywhere else. That's what I'd say.
All right, Abigail.
Okay, so I've had the pina colada smoothie, the strawberry smoothie, the mango smoothie, and the blue raspberry lemonade, and the blondie, and then another caramel cinnamon drink.
It was cinnamon bun.
Cinnamon bun?
No, cinnamon roll.
Cinnamon roll thing?
Yeah, cinnamon roll.
Well,
coffee drink.
Coffee drink. I like their smoothies. The pina colada smoothie's okay. You can't really, I don't know. It ain't got a big hint of pina colada, you know? Yeah. And then strawberry smoothie's pretty good. It's pretty good. And then the coffees. The coffees, I don't know. They're too coffee. They're too harsh. I like some sweet stuff. I like sweet and not big hint of coffee.
So if you had your choice, you didn't have to wait in line at either one. Are you getting Starbucks or are you getting 7 Brew?
Getting Starbucks.
All right, you heard it here, folks. 7 Brew, go away. Well, we'll never get sponsored by 7 Brew.
Love Starbucks.
Hey, we might need them for our truck and tractor pull.
We'll just edit this part out. All right, we'll kind of end here kind of on one of my mentors used to say, Dr. Pete Dreisbach, who's the camp director for FFA camp for 27 years, in on a warm fuzzy, a good feeling thing. I kind of want to end each episode. We almost named this podcast, I say we, is my idea, Leave a Legacy, the Leave a Legacy podcast. Last year at every club meeting, we had 8 senior officers out of 17 officers, and that was my thing. Every club meeting, right?
Every single one.
Leave a legacy. Leave a legacy. Leave a legacy. Seniors need to be leaving a legacy. We've got to fill these shoes of you 8 seniors. It backfired a little bit. It was really a message toward the freshmen and sophomores. Just so happened that the junior class, now seniors, heard the message, and so we have now 10 seniors on the officer team. But you know, if you've probably heard somebody getting their flowers before they pass away, talking nice about them before they pass away. I had a nice quote on here. I don't know who said it, but he or she that plants the tree rarely gets to enjoy the shade. That's probably some proverb somewhere. And so I want you all to just take a moment and just mention somebody along your FFA journey who has impacted you on your FFA journey.
I guess I'll go first. So Marli is probably the person that's most impacted me. I probably wouldn't be an FFA if it wasn't for her. I got put in the class. I didn't know a single thing about ag. Didn't grow up in ag. Didn't know a single thing about what FFA was. And I ended up getting put in the class. And then Marli said that she was going to take the class, that she was going to find out a class, and she convinced me to stick in it and take it. And she convinced me to join FFA.
She's pretty good at that.
Yeah, she's really good at that. Really good at that. And I probably wouldn't be an officer if it wasn't for her either.
She's pretty. We're going to talk about that here really end. All right, Marli, who's your person?
I have a couple, I would say. I thought of Mr. Atkins was one of my first people I thought of because he was the first one that was like, now, he seen me pull up in my boots on the first day of ag class because originally I did not have an ag class even on my schedule. I had arts and humanities, and I was like, what is this? I did not want to take this. And we all sat in these little band chairs, all like this, in little rows, and I already knew that class wasn't for me. So I went to Miss Pennington, and Miss Pennington was like, you need to take an ag class because my daughter Bailey loves it. So she put me in an ag class, and then I had it the first day I was in there. Mr. Atkins came to me. He's like, I remember you from when you were back in 4th grade at, like, whenever I would come with the extension office or whatever and do little lessons with you every month. And I was like, yeah, I was there. I remember you too. Anyway, but he was like, you need to join FFA. And the next day I came right back and I paid my dues and I went on the field trip that was like just a couple days later. So that was the first person I thought of because he was the one who got me in it to begin with. And then the second person I thought of was Kiara Oakley, one of my best friends, and she's graduated and she's going to be an ag teacher. And I just really look up to her, and she always has the best advice, and she's just a good role model. So she's my second person. And then also Abigail, and then also you, and then also everybody. So.
All right, then we'll end on this. Might have some folks that are watching this, listening to this, that they're not in FFA. They don't know if they want to join or not. Marli doesn't let up. If she gets on you, if you're watching this and we put Marli on you, you'll join. There's been people that have paid just to hear her shut up. But why, just real quick, why FFA? Why would you encourage somebody to join this club?
So FFA, you learn many skills that will help you even outside of school. And the memories that you make, you'll just never forget them. And the people that you meet, they'll be lifelong friends. And it's a really good opportunity for you.
All right, Marli?
All right, for me, I would say anybody out there who has not joined FFA, you should, because it's the club with the most opportunities, and it really is to practice brotherhood. I mean, you make so many friends, and I used to be shy, believe it or not. When I first had Mr. Atkins the first day, my face was like red when he was like, I know you. Like, I looked as red as a tomato. So you just get out of your shell so much, and it's 100% worth it if you pay them $20 dues.
I always say it's doesn't matter who you are, what your background is, what your family's like, what your likes are, what your hobbies are. There's something for everybody in FFA. It's a big family. Talk about brother here. It's a family. Then I'll end on this. Shout out Austin Parton, one of my former officers from way back my day at Lean Camp. We were doing officer interviews, and the question was, and I still have the paper to this day because I wrote it down on my notes. The question was, in 5 words, sum up FFA. And so everybody was leadership, teamwork, family, communication. They were coming up with individual words, but he made a sentence. And he just spur of the moment. He said, a place for lifelong friends. I thought that sums it up. So if you've not joined FFA, what are you doing?
Get on it, son.
But there it is. That's our first episode of Emblematic. Thanks for listening. Hopefully you made it all the way to the end. Thank you all for joining me. And hopefully we'll do this again and have it next month or something.
Yippee!
With somebody. All right.